Okay, hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to my channel again, to wherever you are in the world. So today, I promised that I'm going to explain or share about how we can install the Geonode. Okay, so Geonode is an open source geospatial content management system, as you can read on the screen. But in a nutshell, it's a very good framework, and if you're familiar, as you are familiar in a GIS, you are like a fresh learner of GIS, you know ArcGIS, right? It's very strong, powerful GIS software or framework, and it has the ArcMap or ArcGIS online. And here in the ArcGIS online we have the credits. Okay, why do we need credits? Because it's stored in a feature data store that it's hosted in United States. Let's say it's remote stored somewhere, so we're going to be need some space to store something in the host, of course, and then we have the credits, so that's why we need to pay some credits. Okay, so Geonode, so we will need to install it in the remote server, or first maybe we need to install it in the local host, which means that we're going to install this framework in our PC or in our Linux or our virtual machine, okay, so to speak. But the aim of Geonode is to share the content and is a basis for the SDI or Spatial Data Infrastructure. What good things with the Geonode then? It's a free open source. Everyone can develop and contribute to this development of Geonode, and the best thing is using the open source framework, I would say, maybe tools, library that's combined together. That's also, I would say, it's become an alternative solution for the SDI, that free. After maybe you don't want to use ArcGIS, or maybe I would say that if you want to develop further in an open source environment, then we can use this Geonode. Okay, and it's very accessible, and also it's powerful. I'd say it's powerful. And let's say some people say it's mostly like an ArcGIS online. Here you can see, if you know, I type here ArcGIS online, you'll see the ArcGIS online here, but I need to log in, and then I need an account and so on. So yeah, let's go deeper in the theory. Maybe what is the Geonode? Where will I forget something? Yeah, this one. I like this picture. Okay, I have this already. So here in the Geonode we use the open layers as a canvas, map canvas, or a web mapping, and it use, of course, in the back end for the content management system we use Django and Python. So based on the Python for web development, and also to serve the geodata we use Geoserver. Okay, we're going to use Geoserver, that's why it's also part of the solution from our OSGeo project. From OSGeo, it's very robust projects that it's open source and accessible for everyone, so GIS for everyone, as I can say. Okay, so yeah, this is the projects that I also already mentioned, I think, in a couple of videos that I had discussed about Mapbox. But we are going to use the Geonode from the scratch. Okay, what I mean from the scratch is we're going to install first Ubuntu Server in the VirtualBox. Okay, yeah, first you just need to download the VirtualBox. Okay, let's say in Windows, and you can just download them download it and then just install, and then after install you need to go to this Ubuntu server. I suggest that you use this one, Ubuntu server for version 22. Okay, I already download this in my files. Where is that? Okay, here we will have the ISO, and then we're going to go to our Linux Ubuntu here. Okay. Since this is the video from the scratch, I will demonstrate how to install them in the VirtualBox machine. Let's say Linux Ubuntu 22 YouTube videos, or whatever, it's YouTube. Let's go with the let's go with the YouTube next. Not this one. Okay, I would go with the, I'm gonna skip this video, but I will say this one. Sample. Okay, it doesn't matter the name. Okay, you go with these ISO images, and then you go to the, what is this? Yeah, just skip that. I think we don't need that at the moment, and I will suggest that we use two dual core and enable, if you, I don't know, you can enable or not enable. I say maybe let's go with the 80 gigabytes. Oh, yeah, 60 maybe enough. Okay, let's go finish, and let's try this one. Okay, the music is a little loud and weird. In VirtualBox. Okay, why do we need VirtualBox? I personally use this VirtualBox because we can use many machine, and we can like move our I meant not image, like the VirtualBox image, and then move to another machines, host machines, and we can have many machines at the same time. Okay, maybe we can just skip that part for the moment, and then we can just go to the server. Okay, at default the LAN network use NAT. So here this will be a mirror address, will be in Indonesia. Use, okay, just keep it simple for the moment. We don't want to deep dive into level of detail for installations. You can just go with the, with the installations. But let's see here, why is that saying it's free? Okay, okay, just go ahead. Oh, let's go with my name. Okay, because I just make this as default. Okay, we don't need that at the moment. Okay, we don't need this. We can use the Docker. We don't use Docker. Maybe later we will install it by ourselves. Google SDK, we don't need that yet. Okay, we're done. Okay, this is installing, guys. I'm going to skip this video or maybe just Okay guys, we finished with the installation. We're done with the installation. Let's install update and reboot. Okay, we're going to update this later, and we can just start with the Ubuntu's. Okay guys, still processing. I thought it's going to finish soon, but it takes time. Okay, just reboot ourselves. Let's go. Okay, it doesn't matter. This is not a good practice, but I'm going to do it anyway. Setting first, and let's detach the ISO so we can like booting from our server directly to our server directly. I mean, Ubuntu server in virtual machines. Not confused with server, but okay, here we are in our virtual machines. Hope it doesn't corrupt because okay, it's working. I thought it doesn't work because I just force reboot. Patience. Okay guys, it's the first boot after we install the server. Ubuntu server guys, just terminals without the UI. Okay, for our testing. Okay, we're going to have many times to wait on something. Okay, so don't worry, be patient. Okay, let's enter again the user and also the password that you made before in the installations. Okay, so here we get the welcome message. Let's go with our IP address. Okay, here we can see the inet. Oh, sorry about this, it's still booting. Okay, I think because of this is the first installations of first booting after installing. So here we can see our enp0s3 is our interface. Okay, so typing IPA, we call it as interface. Interface is like a physical LAN access. Here ENP interface. We have inet 10.0.2.15. Okay, in here we're going to have the setting in Linux Ubuntu. Right click on the virtual machine and click setting. We're going to go to the network setting here, and later on we can like choose our type of network that we're going to have. So for instance, let's assume this is the NAT, and if we're going to choose bridge adapter, that's mean that it's going to have the same level of topology with host machines. That means that we're going to setting the router first. NAT, on the other hand, it is the topological network. It's after the sub level after the host machines. You know, this is not talking about the network, but here's the NAT, bridge adapter, and what I want to use later on for non-internet, but simply just connecting from host machine to virtual machine, I want to use host only adapter. And later on we're going to use the adapter 4 or adapter 2. That means we can have maximum 4 interface here. Adapter 1, interface 1, and so on until 4 interface, and we can like try out what is the best use of this. Okay, so VirtualBox also like trying to mimic the real world setting of the networking as well. If you have like different purpose, maybe to know how the networking process is working or not, you can use VirtualBox. Anyway, we can put the NAT first here, and if we're going to access the NAT from the SSH, you need to activate the port forward. Okay, so we're not going to activate port forward, but we're going to use the adapter 4. Maybe for the purpose of the testing, we can use port forward for the beginning, and let's go. So here we're going to port forward from the host IP address. Let's say this is the host IP address, and the number of hosts, since the SSH it's using the port of 22, let's go with the port like 2 for time, and the guest IP address is referred to this IP address of the virtual machines. So we use 10, 0, 2, 2, and 15, and the guest port is 22 for the SSH. Okay, so we don't need to type the installations because we are going to install the Geonode. Of course, we should have the access first to this server through the SSH. Let's go with the SSH, guys. So now we are not going to install the ID or public key or ID key. We're going to use password and also this NAT, maybe I would say. Okay, let's refresh. We're going to use password for the SSH. I hope it's working. Yes. Okay, we're going to use this password. Maybe later I will make another videos for how we can apply the SSH in our Linux, but let's keep it simple for now. Keep it simple. You use this SSH. Okay, in the back it seems that we need to download the VSCode, maybe some tools for connecting to server. Let's go with if we can take google.com, let's say, just to make sure the internet is working. Okay, it's working, guys. Here if we go with to test network, to ping to this let's say host, so host of the 10.0.2.1, that means it's us, or not us, host machines, because this is only one way connections. That means that we can reach not through the port forward, we cannot reach the host machines if you're not setting this up for host. Okay, so we can access from machine host machine to our virtual machine now through the port forward. It's called port forward. Okay, now if we're going to like not using port forward, maybe just a quick one. Let's go to send the signal, shutdown signal first. Let's setting up for host only networks without port forward. Again, let's try again with, okay, I need minimize this. Let's try again with the setting for a host only network. The thing with host only adapter, you need to choose or create the network first. So that means that the virtual machines have to access to have the gateway from this host only Ethernet adapter, so that allow the virtual machine connecting to host and host virtual machines, but doesn't mean that the internet can be forwarded. So this one is only communications or the networking, connecting the topology from Linux virtual machines and host machines. So we need to have two interface. Maybe I'll say this one is interface 1 with NAT for internet, and this one is for host only adapter. Okay, why would we need this? Because I want internet for the this one for the virtual machines still work, unless we want to port forward from the host only adapter, but let's keep it simple for now. Let's go with this, and maybe we can remove the port forwarding rules, so then we ensure that it's working with only using host only adapter. Okay, let's go okay again, and then turn on the virtual machine again. Okay, so here VirtualBox seems that it takes time to load because it's use hard disk. Okay, we can log again with the username and password here. Let's go again with this IPA. It seems that the number 3 here still doesn't work. Oh, if we go again, okay, still doesn't work, which means that we need to do some setting. Okay, oh, I forget it's in Netplan. You sudo what I forget. Okay, okay, cool. I think I remember that it's about the env, this is the interface of and then boom boom, it's CV4 it's mean true. So we're setting as with the dynamic HCV or as a true, which means that it's going to set by themselves. In order to apply the setting, we can like sudo netplan apply, and here you have the numbers of the IP address. Now let's go with the internet, just make sure it works. Okay, internet, it works. So let's go with this. Can we ping the host? Okay, we have firewall, and also it's still not set by the default to connect with the host, but with the terminal from host machine to the virtual machine, we can go something like this. This means this one is virtual machines. Let's go with A here. See, it's the same IP address, right? Let's go ping, and we can connect to the virtual machine. So it's still one-way connections because we're not setting the configurations to connect to the host. Okay, now we go with this setting again, just not activating the net. I can say is host only network. Okay, let's go refresh and then let's go and with the setting. This one is the password for the username, my username and Firdaus. Okay, when we are connecting to our server, guys, password again. We don't need to port forward everything. That this is the good thing, that we don't need to port forward or setting in the router, or we don't need to set a port forward in the VirtualBox. We can just ping directly from browser to our virtual machine. For instance, let's go. We have already the server in our Ubuntu server. I don't think so, because we still not yet established server at all in here. Okay, let's go to terminal by typing Control Shift and the thing next to number 1. So we can go to terminal, or you can just type terminal. I think terminal, where is that? Yeah, this one. Yeah, Control Shift and something, I like a quote, I don't know. Okay, let's start with the installations, guys. Focus on the installations. In order to use the installation, we can go with oh, I already prepared something. Not prepare, but okay, here. Okay, we can use with the advanced installation, since we're going to break down one by one installations. I suggest that we can use this method. Okay, I need to disable the sidebar. Okay, first just copy this one, and don't forget, let's see your address. It say that you have 30 gigabytes in your root only. Oh my gosh, I need to set before, but it's okay. We can try this firstly and deal with the storage later on. I think when we do installation, we should maximize the number. Space should be filled in, but it's okay for now, assuming that it's good, works. But anyway, in VirtualBox, the disk is pretty much like dynamic space. I think it's not consuming all the disk based on the numbers that you allocated, but actual. Oh, what is this? No, I think something wrong, because we don't do some installations before with updating. Okay, I remember we should do something about the JDAL. Here we can go to let's go with the JVM here. Let's remove the version here, go paste here again. Okay, then we can take some coffee if you want, but it's already late here. Okay, it's almost finished, almost done. Okay, here we install the package first from Geonode Core, which we can go with this documentations. Basically everything is in documentations. We can just like fix some troubleshooting, do some troubleshooting, but you can just do it, right? And some googling, and we have ChatGPT as well now. I think asking some questions about some solutions, and of course it's not replacing the Stack Exchange. Is very good also for finding solutions from people. And yeah, like from before, if something wrong with libgdal, we can just go with this libgdal and avoid to use these versions. I think it may some error for the installations, but now it's working. Okay, yeah, this one. Let's make some markdown here, just so I remember things. Installations. So fix. Okay, just enter some random things like that happen only with the virtual machines. Okay, now we are going to install the openJDK, which means that this is for the Java. The Java is going to use for Geoserver, because Geoserver use Tomcat, and Tomcat, and also it's a Java web app server, basically framework for, and written in Java. So we're going to use this, and don't forget here we use the version of 11. So at the moment this is the version that works with the Geoserver. Okay, this version 8 also works, but I think for the recent update from Geonode we use the version of 11. Okay, here we also, I think, not to mention that we have the many package here. Python 3, we have gdal, I don't know, that's how to pronounce it, right? You can just enter this. Okay, enter. Yeah, gdal, or translate everybody for us, and okay. Basically it's manipulating your spatial data. It's related with data that we're going to use later, raster vector that is alongside with Geoserver. But here we have gdal versions to confirm. It's already installed, and see the Python versions. So install Python 3.10, and let's see the Java versions. Have we installed Java version? Okay, version 11 install, and then we have Vim already, I think. Just make sure it's okay. It's free, not Vim installed. Let's clean up some library here. Okay. Go with updating and cleaning update or the installation with auto remove. Excuse me, why the music stop? Continue please. Okay, I don't know what happens here, but okay, let's continue with the installations, guys. Here Geonode versions. The recent one is I think version 4, and it's not compatible with this Python version, so we should keep in mind that just follow the documentation is enough, I think. Now in Python we have the environment library or environment installation, Python installations, which mean that once maybe we have the framework applications for Geonode and other project, maybe we need to also install Python, right? If it is a Python library, so we can install at the same OS but different virtual environments, so to say. So that's why it's called virtual environments. That means that it's only works if we activate the virtual environment and we install on this virtual environment. Okay, so we can have many Python application after we activate this virtual environment, when we will have many virtual environments under the virtual machines. Okay, right, so let's go again with knowing the path. Can go this one and then export the virtual path source. This one, the script is to create the virtual environment wrapper. Now this is the important part. We will use or make a virtual environment, and the name of the environment is Geonode. So either we can like do something like this. This is the, it's made by the virtual wrapper, and then we can go with the name of virtual, then go and activate. It's activate. Once you can like install many pip installations or Python library installations, environment, you can also like deactivate and move to another environment if you want. But let's go again with this enabling the work on Geonode, so we can just skip the source the long way to the path. So we can go to go to these folders and check how many virtual environment you have. Here, this is the example. This one is environment. Once maybe later we want to make another environment, let's say we want to make another environment that's called test, and you will have another folder called test. Okay, do this. Okay, now we're going to work with the Geonode environment. It's called Geonode, no, not Geonode, an environment of Python called Geonode. Okay, not Geonode environment. Okay, here let's go again, and maybe if you want to activate this as a permanent virtual environment wrapper in our terminal, we can go with the space and then just go with the end of bash here, go with this okay, I don't need to that one. This way we're going to activate them once we can close the terminal and have another session. So this one is for terminal, so then we can just use put on. Okay, now it's finished, right? Let's go with this. We're going to clone and make some make a user, and part of the user of the www.data, a group user. Okay, copy this one, and then now here we're going to go to the OPT, and we're going to clone the library, the Geonode library. So why do we need to use the OPT? Actually, you can use another folder, but this one is the default setting from Geonode. Okay? So we go to the cd opt and then we clone, and later on we will have the structure. So under opt there is a Geonode, and under opt there will be a Tomcat installations. So we'll have different installations. Once we finish with Geonode, we will go with the PostGIS database, because by the default Geonode use PostGIS from PostGres, an extension from PostGres, and then we can connect to the database directly, and then in the database we will have two database. In the Postgres there will be two database. One is Geonode, the other one is Geonode_data. This one is for Django Geonode, but the Geonode_data is stores for the geospatial data. That's why it makes sense to make some Geonode_data. That means the data for Geonode that's spatial. Geonode is for Django administrations, like authentications and other component that use for Django. Well, here we're going to connecting to the database, or to setting the database amend, and make the administrative login, setting the brush. Let's say this is the example. Later on we can adjusting this based on our own purpose. Like for instance, we can just specify a specific IP address if you want. Just allow for log into the database and so on and so forth. And then we are going to install the Geoserver. So here the Apache Tomcat will be served in the port of 8080. The Apache Tomcat requires Java version 8, but we use the Java version 11. It's still working, I think. Yeah, I know it's still working, but because we are going to also use Tomcat at the moment, Tomcat 9, that's the recent versions that supported for a Geoserver. We'll come to that later. Let's go back to the installations again. Okay guys, it's finished, or it's done with installing the Geonode. So we have Geonode, the Geonode part for Django. Here we go to the folder. We have many. One is the last. Oh, I think this one, right? Okay, we finished with this, and we are in this cd opt, and then we go with the Geonode here, of course. already in here directory, in our the directory of Geonode. And now we're going to install from requirements. What happened in the requirements text. So here is the library that we are going to install in Python. Below PostGIS to PostGIS G2 Django, of course here Django 3 we use MP and so on. Okay, let's go to installations. Okay guys, after waiting for a while, not a while, maybe some 5 minutes, it seems maybe it's hang at installation at submodules, but it working actually. So yeah, let's see, I'm being impatient. I was being impatient and keep entering, like enter on the keyboard, and then after waiting we will have this installation finally. So do not Control C. It seems stuck, but it's not stuck. So like maybe 5 minutes, I don't know, 5 minutes to 10 minutes I wait, and it's still working though. It's working, but it's working actually. It's maybe terminal, it's not printing anything, but it's working. Until you have this progress with downloading the library that we have now in the requirement in here in the requirement text, and we'll go the upgrade, and then we're going to go with the ibgdal config. Okay, that's good, that's a good sign we're downloading this. Well, I think also when we're installing with this submodule stuff things, it's also relies on the RAM and also disk space. This Geonode takes space because obviously it's a framework for geodata. It must have a big resource, but it's still free, which means that you just need to like have a server if you want to publish in the production setting, and pay the server. That's what you pay. But the code, the source of the code is you can access and you can customize by yourself, and you can have like also build the bare metal, create your own infrastructure. And once you are having scaling the server, you can like scaling your own server as well. So yeah, it depends on your needs, but now here we're going to use it in localhost, so then we understand how installations process going on and how to use Geonode obviously in development setting. Okay, let's go to wait again. Okay, it's done. It's installing requirement, and then let's go with this upgrade. it say that I successfully installed the Geonode 4.1.3 demo, something like that. Now we are moving to the PostGIS database setup. After we finish with the install dependency at the part 1, we're going to install PostGIS. It's just a kindly reminder that we need to install the dependency. Now we're going to install this configure database in our virtual machine, Ubuntu Server 22. Copy first to source list. We get the apt key to edit, and we use this downloading process updating. Now a reminder again from the documentation said that we need to have two databases. One is Geonode and the other is Geonode_data, that it's belong to the Geonode users. We are going to keep it default for now, like the role and also the user is the same. Now we're going to use this service PostgreSQL after finish installation, of course. Okay, just go with this. Alright, now we're starting the service. Can be, I don't know, is this systemctl or not? Let's go with the role Geonode, like mentions belonging to role of Geonode. So I need, oh, wait a second, password. Let's go with the password Geonode. Keep it simple for now, okay? We don't mess with the configuration later. Let's create this and that based on documentations. Let's go create extension for the PostGIS, because Postgres needs an extensions installed or created, and we need to grant and makes this spatial reference grant all to the public, because we also need to post it or show to public accessible, but we are going to limit as well later that not all the data is shown to public. That's the point of the SDI itself. Let's go with this grant public and then use this public grant as well. Let's go use with this Geonode_data. Okay, it's all done. Now we starting to configure the Postgres setting. Here notice that this is the setting from peer to trust. Change this to trust, and then let's go, this one is all this units domain socket. Go with the MD5. This is the encryptions and password. Application peer MD5. Yes, it's all, I think is everything, right? Okay, now we go with this restarting the service. Let's try if it works. Okay, it works now. Get the user Postgres. It works to access the Geonode, and if we use the Geonode role, we need to enter the password. So yeah, it works like what we expect. And this one also. Okay, since Postgres as default doesn't use password, or password is Postgres, and in the setting we didn't mention anything about the user Postgres. Okay, so yeah, it's still the same like as the documentation says. This should not ask any password. Okay, Postgres is here now. It's working. Now we're going to install the Geoserver. So again, Geoserver is, I think I'd say, the backend system of the Geonode Framework for the geodata or spatial data. So Geoserver will serve the data with the tile service from OGC OpenGeo. I think I already mentioned before in the first video, some videos. But here we will use Geoserver, so then Geoserver will serve the data from this Tomcat Java web server. So why do we need this Geoserver? Because it serves a tile service in order to, you know, to scale up with big data. The more scale that we have, I think we should consider the way we serve data for geospatial data, because geospatial data can be big data and also complicated, and we have also raster and vector data, so to say, and it should be compatible to many clients browser, let's say. So it's designed for interoperability, so to say. Here that means that it can be published to many platforms. Also the data spatial data is using open standard, or like OGC, Open Geospatial Consortium standard. So yeah, like I said, tile service, we will use tile service and also raster tile service and vector tile service. This way we don't need to serve for every time with the directly vector data, because we're going to serve a responsive complicated map in a JPEG that serve every time to the client request. So client can request and we can adjust based on the requests of how we can interact, on how we can draw the data as per request, such as, let's say, scale, level of details, queries of the data, like let's say at certain level we need to access the data for the WMS or the JPEG data, right? But in order to activate this, Geoserver is giving the accessibility, while you don't need to access entirely to vector every time, but you can also access with the raster, but you still can have the data, it's raster or it's JPEG, maybe I would say, not raster. Okay, I don't know if it's confusing or not, but or I just talking out loud here. But let's go back here to the installations, Tomcat installations. Like previously I said, we need to install the recent version of Tomcat, but not Tomcat 10, because it doesn't work with Tomcat 10 at the moment for the Geoserver. We will use the 9.0 or 0.80. Maybe it's different, with the documentations, I would say okay, because it's keep changing. It depends on the development that we will have, but let's go with this. First we go adjusting in our terminals the variables or some echo or something, not echo, yeah, variable, and then just go like this. Nah, it's working though. You don't need to download it manually. Okay, let's go make some folder. Don't forget it's not relative but absolute path. Let's go. Yeah, it's working. Make clear it's working. Just follow along the what? I forget. Oh, that's so dumb. It's here. Download in Geonode. So you can just go like this. Now because it's an absolute path here. Okay. Okay, I suppose. Okay, it's working, guys. Let's see. Okay, it's working. I think we should go to Tomcat now. Okay, now we will use a softlink from Tomcat. Basically from, let me show you. Basically from this one to this one. Okay, so we will have like another folder, but it's a shortcut or softlink. I think it's softlink. Now change the ownership. Did we make did we forget something? Hey, we forgot something here. Okay, forgot something here. So bad. Let's go with this. That still belong to root. Oh, we still not yet changed the yeah, ownership here, bro. Okay, anyway. Okay, it's belong to Tomcat and www data for the Tomcat root. Okay, I hope it's working. Right, let's go with Java now. Here, this is to make the script or sh script to be executable. Now we're going to go with this assigning the Java homes. Let's go echoing the variable that we just made here. So here is this the locations of the Java. Make the softlink. Now we go with the usr.lib first, and then let's go with the JVM. Let's go with this. Again, sorry about that. So what we are going to do is like to make here is this some different here. So JRE is not here. We can go with the Java versions. I think it's here, right? Let's go again with Java. Yeah, Java 11. CD Java 11. That's what we install. Okay, it's not there. So here we go with this pin. So there are no JRE, which means that you're going to have a different Okay, let's do it manually. Now n.s, go with this. Boom. Hey, what the? It's not copying at all. Yeah, that's right. And then go with this user JRE. Otherwise, let's go with their location again. When you do some sudo lns, it should an absolute path, not a relative path. Keep in mind. Now we have this JRE. Refer to this folder, basically this one. So that means in our ls we have this JRE, a softlink. Remember, it should be an absolute path, not a relative path, or sudo lsn. Okay. Hey, why? It's funny thing with this visual code in Windows. You don't need to type shift at the same time. You just Control C, and it works. It's different with other like Java in Mac OS. Okay, now we're going to make some service for system MD. We're going to go this, and then if you use Vim, then you can type E first to insert the text. But maybe you will familiar with Nano, but yeah, I use this one. So here the system softlink that we made already here, the environment that we are going to use for the Java environment, and we use this Tomcat latest, also a softlink that we made. So if someday the Java is updated, Tomcat is updated, maybe at some point, you can just make another softlink and update it with softlink. Okay, now write this order and then reload the systemctl. What stands for systemctl? System control, maybe? No idea. Okay, and then enable. Let's see the status first. Is there something wrong? No, it's not. It's smooth as smooth. Enable first now is, yeah, we will create symlink. That means that when we restarted the system, we are going to still have this the service running at the startup. Okay, here is this service that we already serve now. It's listening and listening to the port. 22 is for SSH. This one is for Postgres or PostGIS. I don't know what this is for. This one is Geoserver or Catalina. Catalina? Tomcat. Okay. Now, if we want to go, we can skip this one. Is this basically for this SLTN or listening? Now, finish with this. We can skip this part because it says alternatively we do something like this. Okay, let's go again with the Geoserver, guys, the main installations. So before that, we know that Geoserver is installing as a web apps of Tomcat. So in the productions setting, Geoserver is installed behind a Tomcat server because Geoserver also jar or Java applications. Now we will going to have this style. Here everything is in absolute path. That means that I hope that nothing's wrong with this. Okay, there's nothing wrong. The moment we will use the Geoserver versions with the 2.23.0. We can just continue here and then unzip here and there. Okay, it's working now. Unzip the data, move the data from OPT data to OPT data Geoserver data. Geoserver data here is the data for the static data that we will can upload and like move the raster static raster data in the Geoserver data and Geoserver underscore data. Okay, change the ownership so then our Tomcat can access and make it works with Tomcat. Make the folder again to have the access for logs. Change the ownership. And also I forget what's that. Okay, basically this one is following the documentations. We have some finding that we may need to update before, but everything it works at the moment. Now here's the important part with this Geoserver.war. Geoserver, it can use the pre-install package in the web apps here in the web apps folder, part of the Tomcat app that is already installed as a one package with the extensions that already installed in the Geoserver that we can use again. And it's already installed with the GeoFence authentications and also with the some other setting that needs or requires in Geoserver from Geoserver to Geonode. So here is this why it's called like artifacts.geonodes.org, because it's required specific custom extension and setting for Geonode from the Geoserver. What I'm saying is, if you want to only install Geoserver, you can refer to another installations of Geoserver, or just following the documentation of the Geoserver, not necessarily use this Geoserver.war, or maybe a little bit not to advertise my works, but if you go with this where is that yeah, this one. If you go to this one, the Server Custom War extension, I already put some feature or extensions already been bundled into one installations of your server image. It's a very easy to install, but I will discuss that later on in different videos. Okay, where is that? Oh, where were we? Why did I close this installation? Okay, this one. All right, so it's been installed, right? I did not enter that. Okay, and then we move the war Geoserver to the latest web app Geoserver.war. So then later on we will extract the data from that .war extensions data. So it's working. So the terminal is already been from Wiget, I think it's there. Okay. Okay, it's done with installations. Let's move the Geoserver to the latest web apps. Now we're going to install Tomcat latest Catalina's properties. I mean, this is to not to install but to configure in the Catalina properties. And then setting the Java here, so then it will refer in our environment setting, and we will have this setting echo Java home equal to something, our path. This is related with the Tomcat and Geoserver installations. Now we are going to set the environment parameter, or for here, let's say the data Geoserver underscore data is in here. Let's keep it as a default as possible at the moment, just to set or make sure that it works from the documentations. Okay, let's continue setting some environment, and we set some environment in our Tomcat or configurations. It's called sudo set environment. So here is what we type in terminal and then put into these files or script. Okay, it's already here, and then we can use like later on in production setting, we can just adjust this. Let's say like this one, XMS, and many things. Let's say like the print base URL, and then the Geoserver data, and so on. Okay, for the moment, let's keep it simple. And then we get a need to restore the Tomcat servers, or we can just like this, start Tomcat 9.servers. And then let's go following the trail or the logs. Oh, it's still not installed yet. Okay. Okay, let's go with the folder. Oh, I forget. 4, I think. Okay, it works, guys. Tomcat, it's work. Yeah, it's here. Tomcat, it works. So Geoserver is. Oh, it also works. So the default password for Geoserver is admin, and the default password is Geoserver. Username is admin, password is Geoserver with the lower case capital. Yeah, like this one. Let's go enter, and then or login. Okay. Then you will see that here the workspace is already made is already been created. It's called Geonode, but we need to check here in the stores. We need to add the stores based on the database that's created. So like I said, we will have the database called Geonode underscore data, and this is the local host. It could be in this host is relative to the server. Okay, you still understand what I'm talking about. That means that the host is related to relative in this host, which means this guy is good because we port forward directly from the server, so it's supposed to be maybe in a correct way, something like this, but because we still not yet setting the default configurations for different IP address, we just do some tunneling. Later on we will change the IP address for the production process, of course, for production level. But let's say production level without the OpenCrypt, HTTPS OpenCrypt, I forget the name. But here in stores, yeah, I need to go back. Stores, yeah, PostGIS, go with the geonode_data, and then we don't need to, yeah, it's in localhost. If we install Docker or in Docker Compose, it depends. You go with DB, depends on the name, but we go with this localhost. Database is geonode_data, schema public, user is geonode, and password is geonode, or it is user is role. Let's apply first. There's some problem, but if there is no problem, so there is no warning. Here, yeah, it's already installed. So store need to be made manually. Here you need to create the stores manually. So I can say here create store manually to geonode_data. Okay, next we are going to continue these installations. I need to make this larger. Okay, smaller but larger. Smaller but larger. Okay, now it's up and running, but it's not yet install the web server, which means that it should require the waiver to run in development mode. But let's continue to installations because waiver is for development. Let's assume that we are going to install it in productions, but for development. You follow me? It means that you don't need to run the server by starting or putting the commands waiver, but we can run the server with Nginx, let's say, to the port 80. Okay, you can read this. We can start the Geonode in debug, but using the waiver. Waiver is the utilities or the script that's running, like in Django it's called Python manage.py run server, but in development mode on modes only for Geonode you can use waiver. Okay, now put aside that, just continue to installation here. Why the music is good. Okay, here installation is pretty quick. Make this as a default as possible for now, just to test the documentation if it works or not yet. It works. Now here is important and some people still skip this big warning sign even though it say important. This means that this Fibayani needs to change here. So is my user need to change this manually. So let's go. Copy this one and then paste here. Let's go. It's already finished, right? Oh, we didn't change it. Yeah, that's me. That ignoring the warning sign. Stupid. Yeah, the warning sign say that you need to change this part. Your own username. Because I put this as my name. I escape. Okay, hope it works. Let's ignore that part. We will come back to that again. Okay, it's killed. It means that the process of UWSGI is killed and change use our own Geonode service for customizing or adding geonode.ini for environment setting. Go with Gmod. Change what is OD? I forget the name. Okay, here we are going to like similar with the Catalina, but we use the service for system CTL with the Geonode service. It refers to the here, see, script here, and then use UWSGI to load the environment here. Okay, so it's little root part is a little complicated, but this is already there in the documentations. If we use system stale, we need to reload the installations, and we have the problem here. Okay, let's ignore that for a moment. Let's continue, do our own things. Continue with this installations and copy paste things from the documentations. Now we'll use this Nginx. That's because we use Ubuntu 22. We will need to ensure that it's also installation is reflected to the Ubuntu 22 configuration, and the documentation is supported for Ubuntu 22. So we go with this Nginx configurations and setting, and how we operate with the Nginx. Okay, now I think I need to make this quick because I want to sleep. We are changing the static folders, ownership, and mode. Yeah, mode I think is for executing, reading, or editing. Yeah, we use until we can restart the Nginx. Let's see. Okay, Nginx is installed, but it's still bad gateway because the localhost is not changed from the Nginx. And if you want to forward this with with the port numbers like 80, it will also forward it to the 80. So now it's localhost, it's still not work. Now let's do some troubleshoot. Okay, first thing first, install is already done with the Nginx, but it still not communicate with Geonode. We go to Geonode again. Okay, and now this is the part that we're going to do. We're going to do to make everything is executable for the script. Here we reset the waiver in the local setting or local environment. We set up, okay, stopping, set up, sync. So first we reset the environment based on this waiver local sh. Where is that? I should go with to the apt, but maybe later. But anyway, here is to reset the setting configurations based on the waiver underscore local.sh that actually it has. Maybe I will show you instead. Okay. Yeah, here we have Geonode, and then after Geonode we will have this .env. Here the env is the default setting for productions, but since we are using waiver underscore local, we use this waiver underscore local. Set environment of the waiver underscore local is referred to .env underscore local. So here we use this part. Okay, such as for instance, admin user for Geonode is admin, password is admin, and the server the setting for Geoserver is admin and Geoserver. Where is that? Geoserver. Yeah, this one. Admin and Geoserver. And the web UI locations for this is referred to this localhost. So we need for the default setting to move everything to the localhost. Okay, let's go again with this oh, I forget. Yeah, let's did we do some sync local or something? Okay, now waiver local sync. I should be in the Geonode folder and waiver local sync after we set up the environment or the Geonode setting. Let's go back to the end local. Here we have this localhost 8080, and most importantly the database here, PostGres user, PostGres it's stored in .env_local. So if you want to push to the GitHub for .env, should not part of the push, because it will store your password. You should ignore in the git ignore. You should put in the git ignore. I meant not ignoring the git ignore. Oh my gosh, what? Yeah, it's installing here, and then we will go with this collect static. Okay, it's done. Let's go updating the UWSGI for Django setting. Let's communicate with the Geoserver through the OAuth 2. It's very good. I listen to the music and YouTube. It's good. Okay. We're going to come back here later. Now we keep it default, like I say, to make sure it works with the default configurations for the local setting. Oh, it's good now. Okay. Waiting Tomcat service to restart, guys. Let's exit the root. Check if there's something's wrong with Geoserver. Okay. Okay, I will another. Oh man, localhost. Did we port forward them? Not yet. Let's go with the port forward. Okay. HTTPS, are you kidding? It still doesn't work. Reload. I don't know what's wrong with this. I think because the setting. Previously I just did some setting that kill first and then restart. Yeah, the problem is this one is still not yet working, I think. Let's go port forward by ourselves, not using this localhost. Okay. do you mean by that? Because we are going to use the setting. Oh, it's IP address. Okay. Okay. It's G is etc. Okay. There. Let's go again with one. Nothing's wrong with this. Let's go with the depth mode setting. So here we're going to use preferred depth first because it is development mode, so we need to ensure that our installation for Geonode it's working first. Until that we can like proceed with checking with the Nginx or other component. Synchronize first with the database again. It seems the same, but just never mind for now. Let's go. Okay, here we say that it's use, and then the setting the server it's in 8000s. Just make sure 1000 is port forwarded. Again, this one is for default setting first. Okay. It's working now with this installations. Let's go loading with admin and admin as password. Okay, and upload the data set. Okay, my friend said that as long as you can upload content to the web, that's it's called WebGIS. Okay, it works, guys. So yeah, the problem is with Nginx somehow. Our DevOps setting type of DevOps kind of works. Let's stop the server again. To make sure, let's just go with this you know the same. Yeah, let's reboot this. Sorry guys, come back again. We'll be back. Where were we? Installation of Geonode in Nginx. That's the problem. Let's go try this one. Oh my gosh, stupid. This is PostGreSQL pass, right? Or wait a second. Let's go with Geonode. Wow, it's conflicting. It's stupid, bro. So that means it's conflicting between spatial light and an environment. PostGIS. Okay, so here we have our troubleshoot. Where will we? Yeah. Just copy that part, bro. Where is that? Oh yeah, this one. Okay. Make sure it's worked. Let's say boot. We're back. Starting. Okay, everything is just started to boot. So I think it takes time for a moment. Okay, something's wrong here clearly. Oh, not so strong. Okay, it's working. Some reasons we need to restart the servers. Yes. I don't know if it is relevant or not, but I want to make this into our PostGIS, so then we will export this every time we have a new terminal sessions. So at the moment, okay, just leave it. Okay, so we already install this in the production setting, which means that it's separate to the Geoserver. Here we have a Geoserver or on Geoserver. Okay. Oh, setting, sign in. Here we have this example with Geonode. This one is still localhost, but assuming that maybe we have a staging server and it's in different IP address, let's say, and we are going to change this localhost setting as a default, become another IP or another domains. So in here we need to continue our journey in these installations. Let's go to here, updating settings, running in a public IP. This public IP should be protected or hardened for the security, but for now we are going to use a LAN IP address. Like the setting in the VirtualBox here, we are no longer assuming that maybe we have many server here to try, so it doesn't make sense to always port forward every time and change for a localhost with different port forward for another different actual virtual machines. It won't work like that, because when we are trying to mimic or mocking the process with the development setting, we are trying to establish a similar process with what happened with the development in the server. Like for instance, if the backend is in different server with the front end, then we should have different IP address. Not everything is localhost, right? So okay, let's try to do it right now by disable this port forward. Okay, let's disable this port forward now. Okay, and then we still stick with the host adapter, only adapter setting. Let's go the update. What 5? Oh my god, too many. Okay, here it seems that it works, but actually we will have some problem. One of them is with this Geoserver login. Okay, we use cache. Let's see, let's hear. The logout is directly come to localhost. Okay, because the default setting in Geoserver in the environment setting is through localhost, so we need to change that or update the IP address here with the non-localhost. So let's go again with this nginx setting, and then we're going to add the server name, or I'd say the outgoing server. Where is server name? Okay, let's try, and then later I will edit this part. Okay, change the environment again. Let's go as it said. Change everything to our IP address. Okay, cool. Start the server, the UWSGI or Geonode service. Let's go. Okay, it's already there. Okay, let's go with this. Oh, oh no, what's wrong? Okay. I think just accept this part, right? It doesn't work. Why? Let's try the loading first. Are we like forwarded to localhost or to this? Ah, it's working. Geoserver is working. Review, does it work? Everything works here. What doesn't work is Nginx and communications. Yeah, I think because we change everything in our environment. And we should also adjust to .env_local and also .env Python something. Okay, this one. Dang. We will keep it like relative location for the Postgres, like not localhost, because we need to edit also the skis, right? Let's keep it in localhost here, assuming that we can access, we have the access to localhost. So it doesn't matter here. This one is still localhost as well. I don't want to bother to change things here. Set URL, that's it. Set URL is there. Any other things? Okay, this one still makes sense for me. Okay. Not that one. Okay, just kill that. Now it changed into 192.168.56.4. Let's go to data here. Is it working or not? Seems that we need to debug things here. Ooh, it's somehow doesn't work with this localhost. It seems to go with localhost strangely. Why? Originals is to localhost. Maybe because we don't change one last step, my friend. I'll change everything to okay, and just keep the database to the localhost. So I want to do it. I just sync for now without I need to restart. Maybe it's upload again. I'm afraid it's because of the historic export import. Let's delete this one. Hey guys, that's because of the previous setting that, oh my gosh. Yeah, it's working now. It's referred to Geoserver, not localhost anymore, because it's uploaded in the localhost and then change the setting, and then yeah, it's different environment and so on. So here, yeah, this is the Geonode, so you can further like explore what is Geonode here, and then we have like a story map here, dashboard. We can do some dashboard, create dashboard. Maybe later I will make some video about Geonode itself, how to use it, and as a user, and also how to integrate with others. Okay, so thank you. That was some videos. I hope you can enjoy. We'll edit some part, of course, but yeah, see you again next time. Bye.